Okay, we're going to revisit this TDA2030 module that I bought from Amazon. You can get 5 of them for under $10. Price went up just a little bit, I think, from what it originally sold for, but I still think it's under $10. I tested it out, and it did not perform nearly, not even close to what the manufacturer, I mean, not what the seller claimed. You should be able to get 18 watts out of this module here. Of course, you can already tell from this little heat sink you're not going to get 18 watts. That's a small heat sink to dissipate 18 watts. But I'm pretty sure this IC is a knockoff. When I tested it out, I think at 15 volts, I got 2¼ watt output. Also, when I looked at the manufacturer of the chips schematics, they recommend here for a smoothing capacitor 100 microfarad, and what comes with this is a 4.7. Here on your filtering capacitor going to the speaker, they recommend 2000 microfarad, and they sent a 470. As you can look at the rest of the schematics, everything looks regular, normal, legit. You know, right here on your non-inverting side, this inverting, you have your negative feedback. Everything is tried and true of what we know about your standard op amps. There's some more circuitry going on in here. That's mainly to stop oscillation and stuff. But I'm pretty sure at the amount of voltage I was putting in, the output was too low for this to actually be truly from the manufacturer that they claim. So it has to be a Chinese knockoff. So what I'm going to do is, change out or remove these electrolytic capacitors because the voltage is too small for them. And I'm going to put some higher voltage ones in it. And then we'll crank the voltage up and see if the performance is better. I'm not sure about the other SMD stuff. Everything seems legit on it, but I'm not real sure about the voltages on it. So, we might blow a capacitor on one of these SMDs. So we'll find out. All right, here's the new contraption I have here. I got a 100 microfarad, 100 volt capacitor. And here we have in parallel to 680. Those are 50 volt capacitors. So that's 1360 microfarads right there. So let's test it out with the new capacitors. We're going to run 26 volts to it, and let's see what we have. Well, as you can see, there is some heat building up on this. Fuller sound. That's because of the filter capacitors here. And yes, it's a lot louder, a lot smoother. My power supply I think it only goes up to 30 volts. So, yep. So let's see at 30 volts. Yeah, that's a lot better. A lot louder. Sounds a lot better. I doubt very seriously that is 18 watts. Yeah, I doubt it's even half of that. That's still pretty hot. So let's put it on the oscilloscope and see what the output is. Okay, let's do some measurements. Got the power supply set at 12 volts. And I got 1,000 hertz going through it, so let's increase the amplitude. Oh, we're clipping. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're on ×2. So we're at 8 volts. Alright, let's cut it off and let's cut it down and let's cut it all the way up. Power supply only goes up to 30 volts, so oh. Wow, that's all I got. So it doesn't really, I don't see clipping. We got some funky waves, but it's not really clipping. So we got, oh, and I got something weird going on. Hang on. Okay, at 30 volts, doesn't really have clipping, but we got some weird stuff going on here and here. Okay, so let's count this up. Oh, I did it again. All right, hang on. I think I'm overheating. Hang on. All right, let it cool down and we'll remeasure this. Whoa, I got light-headed blowing on it. All right, so we're at 12 volt increments. And we are 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1 plus 2. So that's 20. 2, 3, 4 plus. Okay, now let's figure this out. Okay, here's the math. At 12 volts input, we had 12 volts. What? Not watts, volts. 12 volts input, we had 8 volts out, divided by 2.3 to get the RMS, and square that up, we got 8, and that leaves us with 1 watt output, which is about the same. So, you know, no big deal with the new capacitors. So we were able to crank it up to 30 volts with the new capacitors, and we got 23 volts output, so 23 times the 2.83 square, and that gave us 8.13 rounded up, and we squared that and it gave us 60.1, and then divided, both of these are using 8 ohm resistors. That gave us a grand total of 8.26 watts, which is nowhere near close to the 18 watts that we are promised. So yeah, these are imposter chips. The seller is selling some Chinese imposter, not even close. I mean, this thing is horrible. They need to go ahead and just, put the truth out there that you're going to get, I don't know, maybe a third, a quarter, actually a quarter, a third at best of what it's promising. But there you go, these little knockoff Amazon TDA2030 modules they're putting out. Yeah, if you change the capacitors out, they sound a lot better, especially the these capacitors on the output side. It needs to be a lot larger. You'll get a far better sound out of them. But there you have it. So what do you think about it, John Luke Picard? Yeah, imposters. You can tell it on his face. See? Alright, well, if you like this video, give me the thumbs up and subscribe. And y'all have a good day.